Westlake Polymers 458051. Former ETCX 458051. You can see there was another 458051 on there before that that got painted over. And you can see where the ETCX letters were. They put a rectangular box over that, and then Westlake letters on top of that, but you can kind of still see the ETCX numbers from certain angles depending on how the light hits it. So the original paint kind of looks like it's been painted over. Like, you can still read the original things that were on the paint. All caps to be secured, all caps to be secured prior to release of cars. In fact, those numbers were put on there, painted over, re-lettered, and then painted over again. So I'm thinking a lot of this paint that we're seeing is cover up of graffiti. So, but it hadn't officially been repainted, because if you look here, the build date of the car is 1996. The exterior paint is still counted as the 1996 paint. So basically they're saying everything on here there is patch covering graffiti, basically. So all the other paint over the original paint, they're not really counting as a full repaint. This being a 1996 car, it's who was this? Let me look. I think this is Trinity. If I remember, this is a Trinity, and it's an odd location. It's not Saginaw or Beaumont. I think it's Bessemer. We'll go around the other side. Yeah. Trinity Industries, Bessemer, Alabama. And on this side, you have the real original paint, because this side didn't get graffiti. You have the original builder's lot number for the rail car when they built it. Date, build plate date. Cubic feet, 5851, which compared to a lot of the cars I see is a little bit smaller and typical, because this is only 1619 on cubic feet on each of the end compartments, and only 1306 cubic feet on the center compartments. It has Norson outlets, which would have been built here in Greenville, South Carolina. And it's got a much more closed in end than most plastic cars you see. These little side walls, you don't see that in most plastic cars. Most plastic cars, if you're standing here, you'd be looking into the space right up to the bottom of that, the pan that holds the resin slide. So that's just an older thing that you see on some of the older rail cars. That ETCX, here's a clue as who ETCX was, owned by Eastman Chemical. Some of you are old enough to remember there used to be a company called Eastman Kodak. I'm pretty sure Eastman Chemical was related to that. The car has grounding lugs, because when you're unloading plastic pellets you can build up a charge. I'm wondering if originally maybe too, if I don't know, Eastman might have been moving something in these cars even more prone to building up a static charge. Nowadays, a lot of the unloading hoses have the wire built into the unloading hose, so you just don't build up as much of a charge. with the Trinity Industries of Bessemer, Alabama. 1993 EF data on that block wheel. 1996 coupler on this end. Let's look at the other end. Couplers tend to get replaced a lot of times before they get that old, just because they break. Or I guess they maybe, I don't know if they do a preventive replacement or not, but if so, it hadn't reached preventive replacement date on that one. And see, this one's 10 of 17, so the coupler on this end's been replaced. I mean, the couplers take a beating. Anyhow, there you are, Westlake Polymers plastics rail car, former Eastman Chemical rail car. That's all for now.